morning, a little food for thought before you go to your barbecue. I'm on my way to work. But today I wanted to encourage you to look into Romans chapter 12, verses 2. And this is talking about the renewing of our mind. And why do we have to renew our minds? Well, because we don't want to conform to the pattern of the world. We want to be transformed mentally. And we want to make sure that when we're transforming, that we're able to test and approve what God's will is, what his goodness is, and what is pleasing to him in his will. When we do these things, this is what's going to help us resist the devil, and the devil will flee us. Every day is a struggle for people, even Christians. But if we're not in our word, if we're not connecting with God, we're not renewing the mind, then how can we come up with the solution to our problem? God has the fix for everything. But we tend to look at God or connect with God when things are going wrong. Or sometimes we don't connect with him, but we blame him for things going wrong. Could be the opposite, But we need to renew our mind. If we follow the philosophy of people who don't know God, then we're not going to be in a good position, because the devil understands this. And he's the person who puts the seed of doubt in everyone. And the only way that he can flee from you and resist, and you can resist him, is by being connected with God and renewing the mind so that you can discern certain things that are taking place in your life, and how you can resist him, and how you can get the fix that you need from God. Let's say you're a person who's addicted to drugs, let's say. How can you fix that solution? There's programs. There's programs, right? That's the world's, fix. There's counselors. That's the world's fix. And granted, they will and can help you. But you know who's the ultimate helper? God. Why? Because when you put your mind into his word, and you let your eyes see his words, and you keep on meditating on those words daily, it renews this. So if you have a renewed mind, are you going to want drugs? No. If you're an alcoholic and you put your mind to God and you start pleading with God for his Holy Spirit to help you resist the devil so that the devil can flee you. If you're in his word and you do it daily, even if it's not what you think he needs you to be, and you're making that effort, that devil's going to flee you. And you're going to resist the temptation to drink. If you have a problem with drinking, you're a smoker, you want to stop smoking, but it's very difficult. You get the patch, you may take gums, you may try to go cold turkey, but then you still have friends who smoke, and then you go right back to the same, pattern of thinking. But when you renew your mind, as stated as Romans 12:2, your mind starts to say, no, I really shouldn't be doing this. And that conviction will stop you. You don't need someone to take the cigarette away from you. God makes your mind renewed. Your heart convicts you. And that is your fix. You don't need someone to tell you to stop. Your conscience will tell you to stop. You have a bad mouth. You curse a lot. What can you do about that? You're trying to improve your language. You go in the Word. You start meditating on the Word. Your language will change. Your mindset changes. It's the renewing of the mind again. You have a problem with depression, anxiety. What does that come from? It comes from the mind. Again, the enemy will attack the mind. He will attack it in different angles, so that you are either led into temptation, or you're backed up into a wall, you don't know how to get out of it. He does all that negative stuff. But when you renew your mind and you ask for God's Holy Spirit, which is the helper for all of us, and you ask him for the gift of discernment, the gift of wisdom, the whatever it is that you're asking the Holy Spirit, if it's in God's will, He's going to give it to you. Because it is for all of us. And He will give you that power. We don't want to grieve the Spirit by hurting it. It's part of God's presence, that Holy Spirit. And it's for us to use. He puts it within us. We ask, He gives it. But we have to ask in faith. Not just asking and then think something's going to happen magically. No, it's not that type of thing. You have to believe that God will give you the help that you need. So when you renew your mind, like most worldly people will say, mindset matters. When you change your mind, you change your perception. When you change your perception, you change your world. You change your outlook. You change your outcomes. Because your perception is not narrow. Your mind broadens. And you start looking at the world through a broader view, the eyes lens, and you start saying, well, this is not good. Let me not do this. Let me not walk in this pattern. Let me not act in this manner. It's, again, the renewing of the mind. And you can't renew your mind if you don't know how to do that. And the only way to do that is to connect with God. He renews our heart. He renews our mind. He renews our spirit so that we feel encouraged to do these things and continue. When you pray and you're trying to break free from a stronghold, whatever that stronghold is that's keeping you down, that's keeping you negative, and it doesn't work for you, then you have to include fasting with that. The devil could only do so much to you, but he doesn't like it when you're in the Word. He doesn't like it when you're connecting with God and you're listening to God and you're doing what God expects you to do and you're walking in the path of God. He can't stick around. He can't stand that. He knows what the Word is. He knows it very well. So these types of things will make demons and the devil shake. They can't handle it. You want power in your life? You want to restore your life? Start connecting with God. Start renewing your mind. Start getting into the habit of talking to God daily and praying. Because the way to resist the devil is through prayer and fasting. He cannot stick around. He will flee from you. And things will improve. You have to believe this. There's a lot of things that people suffer through, mentally, physically, and they don't have the solution. And they're trying every which way, but they still come back to the same road of misery and anxiety and depression and problems in their life. God can renew your mind. God can give you the wisdom that you need, the discernment that you need to tackle these problems that are affecting you. He is the fix. He is the only fix. Above all things in this world, He is the only fix. It's not your mother, not your father. It's not your brother, not your sister. Only God can liberate you. Only God can break strongholds that the devil puts on you. And that you fall into temptations to going back to. Or just, succumbing to certain situations and patterns. You can flee. You can flee to God. Run to Him. Like it's an emergency. He's going to take you in. He's going to help you. But you have to believe this. You have to renew your mind. When you renew your mind, then things make sense to you. When your mind is unrenewed, nothing that anybody tells you will make sense. It'll sound like gibberish because the enemy doesn't want you to discern wisdom. He wants you to be dumb. Literally. Renew your mind. Romans 12:2. Ask for the Holy Spirit to give you the power to resist temptations, the power to get stronger. Ask God to help you, guide you, and you're going to see that the devil can't keep on touching you.